Floyd, here's a real offer. And I'm the guy. I'm the guy that can actually make the offer. And I'm actually making a real offer. We'll pay you $25 million. We'll pay Conor $25 million. And then we'll talk about pay-per-view at a certain number. There's a real offer.
Okay, your response to that with Dana White saying, I'll give you $25 million, blah, blah, blah. Your response.
It just sounds ridiculous what Dana White said. Dana White can't offer Floyd Mayweather blank. And you know what word that comes after that. The fact of the matter is that I think most the kids ever made in the fight is, maybe $3 million. They gave him a guarantee of $3 million. And according to Forbes, if I'm not mistaken, he made $22 million in a year. Floyd ain't made that kind of money. Floyd ain't made $22 million in a fight, less than $22 million in a fight in 10 years. This sounds ridiculous, and obviously it's another feeble attempt to use the biggest name in combat sports to try to elevate their brand and use their kids' name to try to elevate them. But at the end of the day, it's a nice try. But if there was any seriousness about any of this, Dana and his boss knows how to get in contact with us, and this is no way to go about making an offer. And besides, they can't make an offer. It just sounds ridiculous.
Okay, one final question about that. And we are talking to the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Mr. Leonard Ellerbie. Do you think that fight is going to happen this year? Mayweather against Conor McGregor in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we all have been hearing this Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor talk recently. And we heard Floyd say that he will double the highest payday that Conor has ever made, or guarantee him $15 million, whatever it was. Then we hear Dana White saying that he'll guarantee both Conor and Floyd $25 million each. Then they can negotiate some mysterious or arbitrary pay-per-view split. Basically, to me, Dana White is saying that he wants to screw both fighters and keep the majority of the money for his greedy self. So anyway, here's the way I see it, or the truth. I really don't like Floyd, but I hate Dana equally as much. I mean, Dana has made hundreds of millions of dollars screwing fighters out of pay that they deserve. However, in this recent interview, Dana said Conor has a long line of fighters that are willing to fight him, all of which will generate at least 1 million pay-per-view buys. And Floyd has no options other than Conor. But I did hear him say I believe he feels that Conor versus Floyd would do at least 2.5 million buys. But anyway, like I just said, man, I really don't like Mayweather. However, I do see Mayweather having far bigger money options if he actually wanted to take them, which of course he doesn't. But this whole thing that I keep hearing, boxing is dead, the UFC is on top. I mean, technically it's true, but it doesn't have to be. It's just that boxing doesn't put on the fights that the people want to see, whereas generally it seems like the UFC does put on the fan-friendly fights. So let's face it, in my opinion, there is no one that Conor McGregor could fight, including Nate Diaz, that would generate the type of money that Gennady Golovkin versus Floyd Mayweather would make. And that's at 154 pounds. If they did it at 160 pounds, I mean, I think that would double anything Conor or the UFC could do. And believe me, I am a much bigger McGregor fan than I am a Mayweather fan. I'm just being honest. I don't even really, like I said, I don't even really like Mayweather, but everyone knows for the most part, people buy Floyd's pay-per-views because they want to see him lose, not win. Triple G would most likely be the favorite going into the fight, especially at 160 pounds, which means I think the public would buy into it. Buy into this would be, the fight that Floyd takes a loss. And the pay-per-views, I believe, would at least double anything Conor could do or any opponent the UFC could put Conor against. Now, don't get me wrong, Floyd obviously could take his EPOs, have Kenny Bayless be the ref, run the whole fight, and have the judges give an unjust decision. But just going into the fight, GGG would most likely be the favorite, and I believe the fans would buy into that fight. I mean, another huge fight that Mayweather obviously has is Canelo. Of course, not at 152, but a full Canelo, even bigger than the Canelo 155 weight. But if Floyd were to fight him at 160, I'm just saying it's a huge payday for Floyd, probably bigger than McGregor versus Floyd. I'm not sure. That one might be even, but it's just another option that Floyd would have. So, I mean, when the UFC keeps saying Conor's the only option, the only way that Floyd can make money, obviously I think there's bigger fights out there for Floyd. It's just that right now Floyd would not take these fights. I mean, if Floyd ran out of money, just say Dana keeps saying he's chartering jets to fly his luggage around, which is very expensive. And I mean, you can run out of money quick when you're doing things like that. So I guess hypothetically, if Floyd did run out of money and needed a big money fight, in my opinion, the biggest fight out there would be Triple G, then Canelo, and even a Manny Pacquiao rematch would bring in a lot of money. So I truly do think it'd be interesting if Conor and Floyd did fight. I would hope Conor would win, but I don't even think, obviously boxing's not Conor's craft or his profession. I don't even think he has one professional boxing fight. But, I mean, this does show the strength of boxing. No one is talking about Conor versus Floyd in a mixed martial arts match or MMA fight. Everyone's talking about Conor versus Floyd in a boxing match. So anyways, Conor versus Floyd is obviously the most lucrative, easy fight that Mayweather could take. I mean, I don't really think, unless Conor caught him, he could really do a whole lot. So it's the easiest big money fight for Floyd, but Floyd also has several fights that he could generate a lot of money, which is contradictory to what you're hearing with the UFC saying. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. I do wish Floyd would fight GGG, but I doubt if that fight will ever happen. Anyways, you guys take care. Have a great day.
Fight.